fresh batch of greens from the garden. It is October 21st. We haven't had a frost, but these greens have been under the cover, a row cover, for about a week now. But anyway, I want to prove to everybody that these greens will stay fresh in your refrigerator if you do a couple of things. Here we are with our fresh washed greens. I used a few for dinner last night, and these were left over. So I want to preserve these for the next meal, or even preserve them for a very long time. These were growing outside. We're here in October, closing in the end of October, and I want to save greens for as long as possible. I would rather not buy them at the grocery store. So my trick is to wash these up fresh. You want to wash them nice and clean, wash any kind of dirt, debris, any kind of insects or anything. You want it off there. Nice clean greens. And then you're going to either use, you could use paper towels, or you could use a linen dishcloth. These I got at Target in a package of maybe about 3 or 4 or something like that. These work very well. My daughter gave me, this is called a veggie bag, and it looks like to be made out of like a terry cloth. And any of these options work well. Cheesecloth does too, but you need to like triple it up or something. You don't want it too porous like cheesecloth is. So what you're going to do with either one of these 3 options is wet it. If you just have paper towels, that's fine. I don't like using paper towels. They may have chemicals and compounds in them that might leach to your greens. But anyway, lightly dampen it. This has been dampened in the water, and I wrung it out as well as I can, so it is just lightly damp. Same with this too. Squeeze as much water as you can out of that one. All right, so you lay it out. All you're going to do is deposit your greens on this wet towel. And just kind of layer them up just a wee bit. And then you cover them up and roll them up. So don't squeeze them too much, but they'll squeeze down into a nice little roll. You can put them inside a plastic. This is just one of those market produce bags, that you get. I don't often do that. I just happen to have this one. I'm going to stick this in here. This one I find you don't need plastic. It seems to stay, it holds the moisture in it a little bit better. So it's the moisture on the lettuce that keeps it from decomposing. Sounds a little weird. It would seem as though if you left it in the water, it would kind of rot. But anyway, roll it up and put it in your crisper drawer. I've had lettuce like this last for over 2 weeks in my refrigerator. I had a bumper crop of lettuce in the spring and going into the summer. Some of that lettuce lasted me well into July, into the hot months. And usually in July you don't have lettuce at all because it bolts and becomes bitter. But this is my trick for making my lettuce and my greens harvest last a very long time. I do expect sometime in maybe December, maybe January, if I'm really lucky, or February, that I will lose my entire crop to a hard freeze. But in the meantime, I can keep picking it and keeping it fresh on hand in my refrigerator. And when that day comes where the weatherman says I'm going to get 10 degrees at night, I will go and pick a bunch and put it in my crisper like this, and it should last. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in this video probably in about 5 or 6 days, and we will revisit this particular package of lettuce. And you can see for yourself how well it lasts this way in the refrigerator. Okay, so I want you to stick with me and I'll be back in a few days. Here is the update on our lettuce bundle. Okay, I haven't opened it. It's been a week. I'm just pulling it out of the crisper drawer. I had it in this plastic produce bag, and here it is. That is just as fresh as when I put it in. Maybe a few of the ends have turned a little brown, but that's all right. Cut those off anyway. But this is 1 week after washing it, putting it in a damp linen cloth. I have some spinach here that holds up very well also. I am going to wrap it up. I'm going to put it in for another week, and we will see if this lasts just as well as when I first picked it a week ago. So, all right, wrap it up. The towel is still moist. Doesn't need any additional moisture. If it does, sprinkle a little bit on the cloth. I will put it back in this bag, and in it will go into the crisper again. And I will see you in a week, and we will see if what the condition of this lettuce is. Stick with me. Be back in a week. Welcome back to the lettuce challenge. Here we are. It's a week later, and I'm going to unwrap our little bundle of lettuce that I have wrapped in a damp linen cloth. And as you can see, I haven't opened it at all. And here is the lettuce. Now, we do have some that are a little on the bruised side, but we're talking over 2 weeks that I've had this lettuce this way. Here's some pieces that were bruised, a couple, but most of them look very, very fresh. Look at this one. It is still gorgeous. These are going to be for dinner tonight, but I just wanted to show you that this works so well. Now, I know this time of year, we are in the winter and nobody's growing lettuce outside, except perhaps me, and I'm doing it under a row cover. But I just want you to hold on to this idea. When you have a glut of fresh leafy greens in your garden, in the springtime going into the summer, and just before they start to bolt, you can pick them and store them in your refrigerator in a damp linen towel in the crisper, and they will stay just beautifully fresh. And you can preserve and prolong your harvest. This also works for store-bought greens. Now, I'm careful about the type that I do buy. I don't buy those that are usually in a plastic or something, because they pump gases in there, and who knows what that's doing to the actual lettuce. They say it's supposed to preserve it, but I am not so sure on that. I do wash all my lettuce that I get in the grocery store, and but then I will do this to it too, and it lasts just as long. So anyway, save this tip, use it throughout the winter with your store-bought greens, or if you're lucky enough to have some place that you can grow them in the winter. If you have a greenhouse, I am growing lettuce under grow lights downstairs in my basement. I will show you that in an upcoming video. And save this for your coming spring season when you have a glut of fresh greens. Okay, so this was our experiment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Share it on all your media platforms. And click that bell if you haven't done it already to get the next video in my series. So thank you very much for following along on this almost 3-week journey of keeping lettuce fresh. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.